I'm going to talk about anime a lot this episode. There might be some spoilers for anime such as Skip and Loafer, Hell's Paradise, Tomo-chan is a Girl, Loving Yamada Level 99, and some older ones like Toradora, Maid-sama, Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and other ones. I will try to avoid being too spoilery, but you have also been warned. Alrighty. But as I was saying in the intro, I'm going to be talking about anime this episode, and I'm not, let me just get, let me just get a few out here, okay? Skip and Loafer it's only got 4 episodes out at the moment, I believe. Might be 3, I could be misremembering. It's a very cute, it's a very simple little love story. It's very reminiscent of shows like Ouran High Host Club, especially even in the kind of art style, where it's like kind of, got the really tall, long, with boys with the, like, main characters, like that rounded, cute face. It's very simple, from what I see, it's nothing too complicated. It's a girl and her golden retriever love interest. It's very cute. I highly recommend. The next one I'm going to talk about is Loving Yamada Level 999. It is a very synopsis of that is girl gets cheated on by her initial boyfriend, and now she is single and has a new love interest in this pro gamer named Yamada. It's very, very reminiscent of that old style as well, where it's like the big eyes, the really long bodies, like really long neck, like pencil necks, if you will, and even like the hairstyle. It's very reminiscent of that old like style anime, like Ouran High Host Club and Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. It's very cute, very fun. It's like silly, but it's like nice because it's like, it's got some depth to it. I've been watching Summertime Rendering, which is fully out now. It's been out for a while. It's a mystery thriller kind of thing. If you like stuff like ghost stories, or if you liked, is that a creature? No. Or if you like stuff like Haruhi, you'll enjoy this one. If you like mystery thrillers. Next one I'm talking about is Hell's Paradise, which is animated by none other than Mappa. It is a very interesting show. There's only 4 episodes out, I'm not caught up yet. It feels like it's going to be really good, but we're early on in it, where nothing too crazy has happened. We've had some character interactions, and we got to see our main character, Ganbataro. That's not his name, but in my head it is. Be cool, and we got some other epic gamers going on in there. So, freaking epic. Now, any other ones I'm watching right now? The Summer Ghost is a movie that I'm planning on watching. Obviously Yoshi no Ko, which kind of ties into the next topic I'm gonna be, because AI Hoshino, which is she's not the main character of Hoshi no Ko, but she's kind of a main character, is voiced by Ri Takahashi, Japanese voice actress, and she voices Tomo-chan in Tomo-chan is a Girl. Now, when I say this, just know that I have the authority of someone who has spent the last 15 years, how old am I? 23 next month? Yeah, about 13 years of my life watching anime and anime rom-coms especially. I'm a big fan of a nice romance. And when I say that Tomo-chan is the best rom-com we have ever gotten in an anime, just know that I say this with complete confidence. It is the perfect balance of cute, fun, funny. It's got some, not really any sad moments, but it's got some moments that are like, it'll make you feel. Where it's like, it's that good kind of sadness, that reminiscent kind of sadness, if that makes sense. And it has all the basic tropes of a high school romance. You have stuff like the winter festival, you have the school festival, you have summer, a beach episode, You have winter break, you have the fireworks, you know, you have the sports day festival, and it is all done so perfectly. Now, the spoiler-free synopsis of this is that Tomo-chan is a very like masculine person. She's a big tomboy GF. She's got short red hair, and that is my weakness personally. She's got short red hair. She has this like childhood friend. This childhood friend hasn't viewed her as a girl, and didn't even know she was a girl until they were in middle school, when she started wearing skirts because that was the uniform. Because initially they didn't go to the same school. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but whatever. But it's like explained in the first episode, so whatever. Anyway, Tomo-chan is in love with her childhood friend, a person named June, who is a bit of a dumbass, if you will. And, you know, they're very competitive people. You know, they're both very athletic. They're both in karate, and, you know, very, very competitive nature to their relationship. And essentially, Tomo-chan wants June to like her as much as she likes him. So this is like anime exploring that, and there's some side characters that are really enjoyable. She has a friend that helps her out with it by the name of Mizuzu, who is a very, very like cute character, even though she's very edgy. And it is, to avoid going in any spoilers, I will just say there's not a single episode of this anime you will watch without a big grin on your face. Like, the pacing is so perfect. It's somewhat episodic. It's like episodic in the way where like each episode is its own individual thing for the most part, save for like a couple that tie into each other. But it's a 12-episode anime, so it does not overstay its welcome, which a lot of rom-coms tend to do. Especially if the mangaka wants to keep the story going, which is like a big criticism I have with stuff like Don't Bully Me, Nagatoro. It's like, okay, if it's a rom-com, it's staying its welcome a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But that's fine, some people like it, and I enjoy reading not Tomo-sama. I enjoyed reading Tomo-chan. Tomo-sama, I don't know who Tomo-sama is. Tomo-sama was originally a 4-panel manga. And so like each page would just have 4 like rectangular panels on it. It's called like 4 Como, I believe. Although I could be mispronouncing that. And it is so well executed. And oh wow, spat him out, picked him up again. Fucked up. Like, everything about this anime is perfect. The pacing, the story, the art style, the exaggerated expressions that anime characters have. Like, the voice acting is so fucking good. The voice actor for Tomo-chan, well, for all of them, did a phenomenal job, but I'm giving Tomo-chan the spotlight because she's the main character, right? You might know this voice actor from other things, like obviously Oshinoko, but she's also Amelia in ReZero, and she's in a few other things. I have her wiki page open actually. Filmography. She's in. She's in Your Lie in April as like a side character. She's in. Okay, I don't know any of these animes. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Undefeated Bahamut Chronicle. She's also playing another red-haired tomboy in an anime at the moment, I believe, which is a huge dub for me. She's in Konosuba 2 as Megumin. So, you know, she's got quite... And a billion other anime. I'm looking at her wiki page here. So she is... beautiful. Love it. And I have watched the ending scene, where, like, the climax of the show. I've rewatched that scene 20 times in the past 2 days. I am not joking. and I am 100% serious, and I will continue, and I'll probably continue to be rewatching it until I die at this point. It was very reminiscent of Toradora and Maid-sama, those kind of shows where like the characters have an like adversarial relationship, but obviously in this one it's more competitive. But one thing about rom-com animes in general is that they kind of end on an open note a lot of the times. This one doesn't. It wraps up its story. The manga is done. We're out here. It's like, all right, we don't need to sugarcoat this anymore. We're good. Speaking of sugarcoating, I'm beating ass over here. Now, to somewhat delve into spoilers here, so skip forward about 3 minutes to avoid spoilers. My biggest praise of this show, is that one trope I absolutely hate in anime is when the strong woman becomes fucking helpless around male love interests. Like, this is mostly a big issue in like shonen, but it translates into other shows as well, or other genres of show as well. And Tomo-chan is a badass. She is a badass. There are times where she is not mentally capable of dealing with the situation, where June comes in to save the rescue, but she is very much capable of punching someone's lights out, and she does it multiple times in the show. And what I'm getting at here is Tomo-chan. The synopsis of the show is that Tomo-chan wants to become more girly so June will notice her, but it ends up that although yes, June does notice her as she becomes more like girly, the reason why he didn't see her as a girl for so long, he even struggled to as when he learned, is that he didn't want to lose that competitive nature they had. So Tomo-chan got love by being herself, not by changing herself into this more like girly form, which is so good. Because one, tomboy erasure is a real thing in anime, and I hate it. And also, you know, as I said before, I hate that trope of like badass females become useless when they fall in love, right? I think that's spoilers over. Oh yeah, and they kiss at the end, which is, I mean, Toradora kissed at the end, but Host Club didn't kiss at the end. Maid-sama didn't kiss in the end. A million other rom-coms just let it hang, and I'm like, you know what? Let's not do that. You know, let's have some smooching. And the way it's done is done so perfectly because Tomo-chan isn't submissive, she's very assertive, and it feels very natural. It doesn't feel like she's throwing herself at this. It feels like it's very natural for her to do. It's, oh, so good. Okay. Spoilers over. Yeah, I will praise Tomo-chan forever, and it'll probably go into the list of yearly rewatches. Other anime I've been watching. Well, I have some movies I want to watch. I want to watch Summer Ghost, which, from what I can tell, is that it's that story of a ghost is trying to help someone solve her murder. Oh my god! I dodged a dog. Oh. Another. Oh, Suzume, I gotta watch that. Summertime rendering. What else?
It's the only language they understand.
Oh. Sorry, I thought I saw something in the corner of my eye. Oh, another monstrosity. Get off me. Get off me, pal. There's actually a lot of good rom-coms out right now that I need to watch. Well, I don't know if they're good yet, but I've heard good things about them, so it's like, you know. And it feels good to actually be excited for anime, because it felt like, for a while, all we had was, like, shonen. Shonen and, like, action anime, and there wasn't any real rom-coms or slice of life that stuck out. And the ones that did were, like, few and far between, and it was unfortunate. But yeah, we rom-com enjoyers, slice of life enjoyers, eating good. Eating good for real. There's like also like a good amount of shonen and action anime out that are like pretty unique. One that I started watching, but I stopped watching because I was watching Tomo-chan, was the oh my god, the name is slipping. The legendary hero is dead. I wanted to say grand hero, but I knew that wasn't correct. The legendary hero is dead. Seems pretty funny. I wasn't super vibing with the first episode, but maybe that's because I was just I wasn't like I was at work on my lunch watching it, so I probably wasn't like super hyped about anything in general. So I'll have to watch episode 2 with a bit more of an open mind. So there's also a couple ones that are more interesting. Well, I don't know about more interesting, that seemed interesting, like Serving God in a Godless World. Started watching the first episode of that as well, but I was like, I couldn't get into it. But at that time I was watching Towa-san, so I was like, where am I getting Towa-san? Tomo-chan. Holy moly. So I'll have to probably give that one another shot. I didn't get through the first episode, I was just watching it. But I'm watching Summertime Rendering now, so we out here. But my favorite type of animes are the animes that leave me with an empty pit in my stomach after watching them. Because it's like, if I don't miss the characters immediately after I finish an anime, it's, you know, it's like, what's the point, you know? Wow, he killed that. Get off me, pal. But yeah. Tomo-chan, the last anime to leave me with a pit in my stomach before Tomo-chan, not Towa-chan. I think I'm getting Towa-chan from the Hololive character. So we out here for real. Was Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and if that's pretty obvious why. And the one before that was Melancholy of Melancholy. That one did leave me a pit in my stomach, but that was way long ago. Was Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai. Was that one. And that one should also be pretty self-explanatory as to why that did that. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. I lied to you. The last one was not Licorice. Was not... The one before Edgerunners was in fact not Bunny Girl Senpai. That one, there was one that came before that one, or after that one. I guess in viewing order it came after, but in the order that we're talking it came before. Was Licorice Recoil. It's a bit of a Yuri bait anime, but it was cute slice of life with some good action. Oh, I lied again. Well, it didn't really live in my stomach, but it just wanted me wanting season 2, which it was reincarnated as a sword, which is the best isekai ever. Purely on my own opinion. I don't really have any structured argument for that like I did Tomo-chan. But it was cute, sick, and cool, and I loved it. And I usually hate isekai, so we win. Ow. Yeah, Licorice Recoil was also great. It was kind of a slice of life action. It was very. I'm trying to think, what was it like? I always like try to compare newer animes to older animes, so people that know what they're getting into. It reminds me of. Fuck, what was the name of that show? Now, it kind of reminds me of Black Butler in a way. But not like in a literal way. I'm trying to think of. What was that called? Nope, slipping my mind. Oh, you know what else is a good anime to compare? Actually, you know, a good anime to compare Skip and Loafer to, throwback, or even Loving Yamada was My Little Monster. That's also a good one. That one needed a season 2. That one pissed me off because they set it up for a season 2, never gave it a season 2. The rage I felt in my body every time I think about that. Man, so many animes need a season 2 and just never get it, and it's like, come on, bro. Oh. Well, the one thing that I do wish we got more of was, in rom-coms and slice of life, was adult characters, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the sense, like, oh, they're all in college or past high school at least, adult, like, graduated. I mean, there are a few like that. Like, a good example of that is one of my personal favorites anime ever is Sing Yesterday for Me, which is not a Beatles reference, believe it or not. Got you, my boy. Oh man, you know what anime I completely just remembered right now is Noragami. God, I need to rewatch that one. That was so good. It's gonna go on the list. There's a bomber in the wall somewhere. Ooh.
Maybe we should use grenades.
You should use grenades, you freaking psyker. Oh wait, you're a damn nerd.
Data interrogation imminent. Interrogator not responding.
Oh fuck! What was it? It's called Tomo something or other. Fuck! What was it? Because that anime was also really good. That one was very similar, like Hunter x Hunter and stuff like that, where it's like, well, no, I wouldn't say it's similar to Hunter x Hunter, but the vibes are there. What was it called though? Man, if only my memory weren't so ass. I have to call the elevator. Oh, Demon Slayer Season 3 is out yet. I haven't watched it yet. I read the whole manga, and I was like, man, this ending sucks. So, probably gonna just wait till it's fully released before I watch it. Plus, I think Demon Slayer's better watched binged. You know what needs Season 2? Devil is a part-timer. But I think that is getting a Season 2. So, huge W for good show enjoyers. I'll get him. I'm coming, pal. You know, one of the first animes I ever watched was called Maburaho, I think. Like, of actual anime. Like, not like, you know, excluding like Naruto, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, you know, all that, like, the Funimation ones. What was it? Maburaho. Which I really shouldn't have been watching, because that was definitely not good for the child my age. But hey, I like big anime boobies, you know? Another one I watched was Rosario Vampire, which needed a season 2 as well. Or season 3, I mean. I know it got season 2, but it needed a season 3. And it was criminal that it doesn't have one, because that show was actually pretty fun. Although, I could just be looking at that through rose-tinted glasses, because sometimes the more I think about it, I'm like, was that really good, or am I just like, or was it just the boobies talking? Oh, another benefit of Tomo-chan, is there's not too much fan service. The only fan service is on the beach episode, and that's literally just because there's bikinis. Smack. I'm not opposed to fan service. I like anime titties as much as the next person, but sometimes I'm like, you know what? This is too much. I'm looking at you, fucking High School of the Dead. You know, I won't mention High School DxD. I didn't really watch that one because I was like, eh. But the whole point of that show was fan service, so we out here for real. God, there's also this one anime I remember watching. It was like the dude was in love with a mermaid, and then I also remember there was another mermaid anime. It was like they were like idols. I don't remember. Also, it's one anime where like there was like two blue-haired twins, and that one was really adult. It was like, oh boy, maybe I shouldn't have had, you know, access to YouTube. I think fan service is not as prevalent as it once was. I think you have to actually like search for ecchi to get it. Because I remember back in the day, fan service was pretty much anywhere. At least that could just be because I'm not like I'm not like avoiding it, but I'm not like actively watching shows like that, you know? I'm watching more of the wholesome stuff, okay? If I'm getting ecchi, I'm reading in a manga, you know what I'm saying? If you know a certain kind of manga, you know what I'm saying? No, but yeah. Kind of went off on a tangent, really, this episode after Tomo-chan. Holy moly. I will never get it right. I'm going to... I didn't realize they were little dudes there, little grimblies. You know, there's some anime I'd love to watch, but I'm at the point where it's like, you know what, it's too much. It's too much already. Like Eden Zero, which is just another fairy tale. All the characters are pretty much the same. It's just in space now. Same with Reincarnated as a Slime. I know it's good. Ow. But then, like, I really don't want to sit through 4 seasons.
That's good.
How much longer is this going to take? Too much longer, in my experience.
I remember this one anime where it's like they were in a tower of... I remember so many animes, but I don't remember the name. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my memory card is full.
We should have made ourselves a med station. Bomber! It's dead!
Also, there's some anime that I need to watch, but I'm like, I pretty much know the plot just through existing on the internet, you know? Like Steins Gate. Well, that's like the biggest example I can think of. Just because Steins Gate's been around for so long and it was so popular. Same with Your Lie in April. Never watched it. I tried watching it, but I was like, I hate middle schoolers. But I know that it's a sad anime, so I know the gist. I know a lot of the story beats as well. God, you know, also I need to watch season 3 of My Hero. I don't need to, but it's like, it feels like I'm contractually obligated at this point. So maybe I'll put it in English dub, since that's probably all out, and I'll just play some fucking Darktide while I do it, or Deep Rock. I'll play some game I can just grind. Still have to play that new Monster Hunter update, but I've just been waiting for my homies to give me the yo, what's up, dude? What's up, dude?
Got the truck 677!
Oh, sorry, I've been having indigestion all day. Speaking of anime, I actually decided I downloaded Duolingo, and I'm starting to learn Japanese. Why? Because I'm a dirty weeb. I don't know. Just because it feels good to learn another language, you know? I figured it might as well be the one that makes me watch anime easier. So far, I've only learned, like, Ishi, or Isha is doctor. Isha Desu is he's or she's a doctor. They don't have like them like like Desu is like kind of an all covered word. So like if you hear someone say Isha Desu or Ishi Desu, that's like she's a doctor. Or Sensei Desu, like he's a teacher or whatever. I didn't need to use that, but whatever.
Ammo time.
Actually, I forgot the word for lawyer. It was Bengoshi. Bengoshi, I believe, is lawyer. And then there's Kakyui, which I always thought was like had an N on it, like Kakyuin. But no, it's just Kakyui, which is cool. And then there's Kudasai, which is please. And then some with a Y. Fuck, what was it? Oh, this is why we're learning it, right? And I learned how to like so like they don't have A, they have to. So like to, like misu to gohan, which is water and rice. And then there's ocha and ocha to misu, which is green tea and water. Ocha is green tea. It is not just tea. Ocha is very specifically green tea. And then I also learned sushi is sushi. So, you know, there you go, big brain. So yeah. It was pretty fun so far. I only did about like 30 minutes like after I went to the gym. But yeah, if we do, I have it set to like 10 minutes a day is the goal. So at least try to get that done, you know. Also, I learned that there's more Irish people learning Irish than there are actual Irish speakers, so there you go. That guy has died to his plasma gun a multitude of times.
Oh, nice shot. I want to go.
Respect the hustle, to be honest. Speaking of hustle and ouchies, My eyes have been hurting all day. I don't know why. They've been real sensitive to light pretty much all day. And I was wearing sunglasses inside because of it. And someone asked, oh, why are you wearing sunglasses inside? And I said, my eyes hurt. And then they looked at me as if that wasn't a good enough answer. I'm like, what do you want from me? Do you want me to write a Shakespearean play as to like, ah, doth the sun's rays bequeath my eyes with nothing but pain? You're like, hello? Like, no, my eyeballs hurt. It's bright. I'm putting sunglasses on. Alright? I have a headache. Shut up. You know? That also leads me to another point where I saw today where a dad was messing with his kid, as dads do. The issue I had was, because I had beef with this, was the fact that the kid was literally shouting, stop it, and it took 8 times for the dad to stop. I understand, you think you're like, oh, I'm just messing with him, I'm not hurting him. But young children have boundaries, and there's a whole thing of consent, right? Like, yeah, sure, if you're playing and he's like, it's like, but he was like shouting, stop it, and it took 8 times for you to stop fucking with him? Like, kids are learning boundaries, but they have boundaries. So they're learning what boundaries are and that people should respect them. If you have kids, respect their damn boundaries. If they say stop it, stop on the first one. Don't make it take 7 more tries. Because that's teaching them, oh, well, you don't have to stop when someone says stop. You have to wait until they say it 8 fucking times. Like, you know? Like, if you want your kids to know about boundaries and to know about respect, treat them with the same way you would treat, like, you know, someone you don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense. In my head it made sense, but basically I'm saying is like, kids need boundaries, kids need to know consent, but the only way for them to know that is for them to experience it, right? So if your kid says stop it to something, and you don't stop it, you're subconsciously teaching them that they don't have any boundaries, and that what they say has no weight to you. Because, you know, like this happened to me when I was a kid, and I still struggle with like, not only noticing boundaries, but like setting them. Like, which is why, like, I've been, you know, like, the biggest example is that the one time, like, I was essentially sexually harassed, and I didn't, like, I wasn't essentially, I was. And I didn't cut it out, because in my head, I didn't know how to set boundaries. It's like, I know I don't like this, but how do I get them away without I didn't want to hurt their feelings, because I respected them being able to violate my boundaries more than I respected my boundaries, if that makes sense. So basically, respect your kids' boundaries and teach them about consent and boundaries early on. It is something that they need to pick up on. It is not something that they can learn later in life. If they learn it as teenagers, it's going to be bad for them. Let them learn it as children. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Or don't, I'm not your mother, but you better have watched Tomo-chan as a girl by the time this video is ended. There will be a quiz tomorrow at 9. And have a good one.